Good morning, everybody, and what a beautiful morning it is here in the Northern Territory. And today, it's winter solstice. So the planet's on the biggest tilt away from the sun at any other point of the year. So, but you wouldn't be aware of that in this beautiful warm climate up here. And what a day we promise here in Darwin today. For our 6th round of the Repco Supercars Championship, the betr Darwin Triple Crown Hidden Valley Raceway. And we're going to be shooting for a temperature in the low 30s. That's an epic shot, isn't it? Just shows you exactly what they're dealing with at the hairpin in the valley. Slowest corner on the racetrack. It's just 65 kilometres an hour in a supercar there. They don't want to do that. They're not designed and built to do 65 kilometres an hour, but we make them do it. We make them do it down in Tassie at the hairpin. Let's focus on Jack LeBrock here. Thomas Randall's quick at the moment in sector number 1. He's sitting 7th in the Castrol entry at the moment. LeBrock for Erebus, Tyre Power, Barry Ryan Engineering, and that's a nice number. He's done a 6.3, best number we've seen this weekend. That is very speedy. Cam Waters on a great lap. His cumulative at the moment could potentially put him to the top, and his teammate Tom Randall is right in here as well. So expect to see a lot of change with 30 to go. Feeney now up into position number 3. Will Brown to the top on a 6.3. Brown, LeBrock, Waters though jumps in with a 6.2. That is impressive by 8/100ths of a second. Payne, Wood jumps up to position number 2. And Kai Allen, how's that for a story? A 6.2 for Kai is a great yarn. Brody Kostecki fires one back at a 6.2 as well. There is nothing across the top 10 cars at the moment. It's desperate stakes hanging on by their fingernails to get into this top 10.
Here comes Courtney. Courtney comes up 18 spots to 4th. And Bryce Fullwood is on a gun lap. He is on a gun lap also. Ryan Wood's going again for the second one. Cam Hill comes up 11th spot, and Fullwood, the local boy, knocks everybody off with a 6.11. Great job.
Now, watch Brock Feeney. He's gone very fast in the mid-sector. He's approaching sector number 3 at the moment. There are still people completing laps. Ryan Wood is one of them. Ryan's current cumulative could knock off what Bryce has just achieved. So the target is a 6.1. Chad?
I'll be brief. Heimgartner's missed the cut here, guys. They left him late and he didn't get that second lap in. Look how important this second lap is now with Feeney going to the top.
6 flat for Feeney. Feeney has gone to the top from forward. Payne has moved up, and Ryan Wood, position number 2 by 5/100ths of a second. Feeney, Wood, forward. 1, 2, 3.
And Ryan Wood got a great tow then from Matt Payne. That would have absolutely helped him in that run down this big long main straight. He was right in behind Payne and he's gone to 2nd.
And Stanaway just moved up 3 spots as well.
Mostert just at 10th at the moment, Neil. So he's just in. So who's missed out?
Well, Will Brown down in position number 14, 2nd in the championship at the moment. That's a pretty significant story. Had a great variety. 8, in fact, different drivers have achieved a Boost Mobile pole so far in 2025, and chiefly at the head of that queue with a remarkable qualifying consistent performance has been Feeney. So he's currently sitting 3rd in this lineup at the moment on a 6.4. Can he knock off that number that Mark just spoke of a moment ago in the first part of quali earlier on? The reference at the moment is 6.1. We have got inside 60 seconds to go, and we're going to have to look in all directions to watch all 9 cars here to see who can actually jag a number.
Here's Feeney. This is going to be a real marker. This is the best cumulative number to the 2nd sector. Kai Allen's also on a very good lap, and Feeney does it with the first 5 of the weekend, a 5.98.
That's a great number. Very quick from Feeney, followed by Waters. Payne jumps up position number 3 for him. Brody's been punted down to 5th. Ryan Wood comes up into position number 3. Brycey forward up to position number 6. Nothing this man can do about it. They used their tyres, they pulled the trigger, they fired their shot, and he's going to be on the 3rd row of the grid on current estimate. Pressing on here with Brock up into the hairpin. In fact, he's gone on with it because in sector 1, he's gone quicker than the time that he achieved himself in the early part of the lap.
I think he might have just backed out of it. He flicked the lights off when he came out of the hairpin. But Waters is only 0.09 of a second away, Neil. They started on the front row together in Perth at the previous event, and these 2 guys look like they're going to be on the front row again.
His first sector split for Cam was right on the money with Brock, but he lost a bit of margin in the 2nd sector. Given the way that it's sliding out of the final corner, unlikely to be an improvement, but you do not placed bets on this caper until they crossed that line, and he got there by the tiniest margin. He did a 6.08 in the end. That is actually the best number that he'd done despite the thing hurling around that final corner, and he's missed out by 9/100ths of a second to Brock.
And Matt Payne improved on the next lap also, a 6.08. So he is only 4/1000ths of a second slower than Cam Waters, and you can see how much this means for Feeney.
And he does it with numbers like this. So a 1 minute 5.9 to get home by just literally the snap of fingers over and above Cam Waters from Matt Payne, from Ryan Wood, Brody Kostecki, followed by Brycey Forward, Kai Allen. That's a brilliant performance from Kai, considering the lack of experience at this location. And then James Courtney, Thomas Randall, and Chaz Mostert I spoke about just a moment ago. And the rest of them are the people that had set their time in the early part of Boost Mobile Quali. Great session, incredible intensity. Supercars for breakfast on Saturday. Perfect, ideal recipe. And we've got the next portion of Boost Mobile qualifying to come now in two parts. So again, we've got 25 cars because of the additional entry this weekend with Rylan Gray driving for Tickford. And from that, we'll peel out the 10 cars that'll duke out for the pole position for the second race that you're going to see in the coverage later today. The joker in the pack, the tripwire in the story, is the change of tyre configuration for this one. So the blue sidewall tyre going onto the car here of Chaz Mostert, car number 25. We're coming up to 60 seconds to go in this session. This is going to determine the opportunity to be able to progress. Do you get into the top 10 or not? Right now, a couple of big names are right on the cusp. Feeney's in 10th, Wood is in 11th position, Heimgartner's sitting in 12th, Kostecki's outside at the moment, but things are going to change demonstrably. Beautiful shot of the turn 6 hairpin, 65 kilometres an hour, second gear. When there's traffic congestion, they'll even fire it back to first gear around there. A long right-hander at turn 7 where the camber of the road just tilts away and makes the car slide on exit. We're watching Waters on the timing screen at the moment showing big numbers, and so is Brody Kostecki. So Brody's down in 13th at the moment with a great mid-sector. Feeney to the top now, rescues that deal on a 6.4. We've just lost our timing, so we'll just keep an eye on...
Here we go, back.
We got it back.
Waters now to the top with a 6.33. Kostecki with a 6.21. That is a big lap. That's going to take some beating. Jack LeBrock up 9 spots to third. Kostecki with a 6.21.
How's the change of complexion when you look at those that are in that top 10 list at the moment? It's dramatically different to the earlier session. Remember, you've got to try and squeak into the 10. Courtney's done it, but he's right on the edge at the moment. Is there anybody that's going to tip him out? And who got past the flag to be able to continue a lap? And is there any ongoing improvement? Right now, it's Kostecki, Waters, LeBrock, Feeney, Fullwood, Allen, Murray, Heimgartner, Stanaway, and Courtney. Wildly different.
And Will Brown is in the same spot as he was before. He's currently 14th. Currently 14th.
Is there anyone out there with some firepower? We jump on board with Ryan Wood. This highly complex section of the track in the final sector in Sector 3. It turns 10 through 14. Here he is at the last corner. Woody's down in 19th at the moment. He's done a personal best in the mid-sector. And now it's about shift efficiency all the way to the line. Is he going to be able to squeak in? No, yes. He's done that. He's got in to 10th position at the death knock.
And Deep Pasquale, great job, has ended up 4th. Stanaway comes up into 8th. He comes up 3 positions, and Ryan Wood's been knocked out now. Stanaway bumped him out. And what has that done now for Will Brown? Will Brown is 17th.
Thank you, Jess. So the clock has now ticked and the official start of this qualifying session is underway. There hasn't been a rush to order by everybody like you see, and the reason is they're sitting and thinking and considering their options as to how you play this. Feeney's on target at the moment for a best Cume. We'll see whether that becomes a reality. Allen, is this an improvement on his lap? He's gone faster in the final sector than anybody else, and that time is a 6.5 for him. Brody up to position number 5. LeBrock's in this game here as well now. He's up into position number 6. Feeney. 1 minute 6.4116 for Brock. He's on the provisional pole as people throw everything at this at the line. Waters has done a 6.5. Has anybody got anything up their sleeve for this guy? That is a crazy tiny margin, just 5/100ths of a second at the moment.
That's going to take some beating. We know how fast this young man is, and he's gone slightly faster in Sector 1 on the next lap, Neil. So on board now with Kai Allen, to your point, unbelievable achievement to make it into the 10. His first run around here is just extraordinary.
Because there's nuances to every single track, and in particular this one, that you can't get in the one dimension of a simulator that you get in the race car. And so to adapt like he has, pretty impressive. Is this going to raise him from position number 4? I think one of the trends that we see with the Super Soft is you might get the first next sector out of it, but you don't get the ongoing on your subsequent lap.
Yep.
So I think we're all done and dusted here. Yeah, Cam's rolled off. So that means Brock Feeney again. And he gets there by a tiny margin, has the sparkle in his eyes. He has done the job to grab another Boost Mobile pole and just continues to tickle those numbers along to 8 in this championship season. So he's grabbing those bucks, and he can be pretty proud of that one. Confirming the way in which they'll line up for the second race today out of our top 10, and from the Boost Mobile pole we'll see Brock Feeney over Anton De Pasquale. They can take a lot of credit for that and enjoy it at Team 18 in the DeWalt entry for De Pasquale. A nice return to form. Waters in the game in row 2. He'll be alongside Kai Allen from Brody Kostecki, who I think has now got 2 fifths for today's play. And looking further afield, Ryan Woods at the head of the next queue. Jackson Evans, the form from yesterday, sadly hasn't carried over.